afternoon. I'm Dave Stevenson, Colonel, retired, United States Army. I joined the Army in 1951 as a private, retired some 30 years later as a full colonel. I am one of the representatives for Stike, a company that was established to help our troops in Afghanistan and Iraq. We found that in Iraq and Afghanistan there was a failure rate of automatic weapons and automatic equipment of about 60%. Just imagine a young trooper going into a building with his automatic rifle, firing off a shot, and the weapon jams. So I took an interest in this and I started looking into it, and a sergeant by the name of Huggard designed this product. He's a chemist, and he sold tons of it to the military. What it does, it cleans, lubricates, prevents rust, and removes rust. After we introduced it to the troops, we found what a product, they loved it. We found out there was other commercial uses which have expanded tremendously, from car batteries to food machinery to anything electrical. For example, I can take this product and we'll take a light bulb, a regular refrigerator light bulb, which I've coated both inside the bulb. Now the reason this bulb burns out, like you asked me earlier, is that moisture builds up. So I'm going to screw this light bulb in here. I'm going to take the extension cord, which is already plugged into the wall, as you can see here, plugged in there. The extension cord. Now, as you do this, the electricity. Now, what's happening here? Stike has set up a resistance, coated it up to 48,000 volts, dielectric strength, which means that no water can penetrate past Stike. Stike went right to the base metal and is working its way up in a capillary action. Now something else very interesting. I'm going to take out the light bulb. I'm going to take and fill up the socket. What should happen?
Should explode.
Everything should blow, right?
Power should blow off.
Should blow. It doesn't happen. Now, if you put this on all your equipment,
It's unbelievable.
and always, what I did when I first came here, I sprayed the inside outlet. Usually, at the demonstration, I use that outlet. I take a cup of water and splash it against the outlet. So what happens with the breakers in the house? They should all blow, but it doesn't happen because Stike set up the resistance.
What about if your hand don't have the spray on it, and you stick your hand in there with the socket up, with the plug in there?
I just did. Nothing happens.
Oh, now your hand ain't sprayed?
No, my hand isn't sprayed.
Tim, come stick your hand in there.
Man, do it!
Oh,
Do
come
it!
on, Tim.
Right,
You know it's not. Nothing's gonna happen.
Now, face the camera when you do it. Yeah, one time. Face the camera when you do it. Just reach in there. See, nothing happens because the dielectric strength of the product is preventing the electricity from getting out into the atmosphere outside. Now people say, well, wait a minute, Stevenson, what if there's water on the floor? I can stand in a puddle of water and still do it.
Dang.
Imagine when you're working with extension cords and water all over the floor. You have the wall properly coated. What happens? Nothing's going to happen because the coating prevents it. Now, let's take something else. I have an electric drill here. It's a cheapie. I bought from Walmart. I paid 15 bucks for it. I take it and coat it very thoroughly. I'm going to coat the connections. I'm going to plug it in. And run it for a minute here.
I said a prayer first.
Go ahead. I've had a lot of prayers said over this. Now remember, both things are. I'm going to run it to coat this electric drill. Now what should happen when I put that drill in the water? I should be on the top of that roof, right? Now what's happening? The electricity can't get past the armatures. At the same time, the carbon that's building up is being burned off. Usually on electric equipment, where does it go? It goes right to the metal, causing it to break down later on. If you take here and run your finger inside, you see where the carbon has come off. It's not built up here. Just recently, somebody from this restaurant came in to see me. Said, Steve, will it work in one of our products? I said, well, let's find out. So I had Alan plug it in. I coated it thoroughly. It runs. It's a little hard to do because it doesn't fit. Now, in restaurants, areas like that, you're working on water all the time.
That's what fries those things.
Everything you're working with. So if your equipment is coated, and water splashes on it, you're not going to get that shock or the blow up from all your fixtures going. If you have sliding doors, right on the side doors, it prevents friction. If you have rusty parts, spray it on rust. If we find a rusted part so I can show them how it cuts the rust, you go get me one of the wheels you put underneath the trays. If I get one of those, I'll show you what it does. It eliminates rust. And once it gets on there, it coats it so it doesn't come back. I was asked about weapons. It was first developed for weapons. We have a tremendous problem in the military. As I said, I'm a retired colonel. I watched Mike demonstrate this for about 2 years. Did a lot of research because I didn't want to sponsor a product because my troops would get killed